All right, it's a special plea from the captain Musa Mohammed and coach Manu Garuba to the Minister of Sports and the current governor of Cross River State, Basi Otu. Joining the program now is the Nigerian football administrator, David Doherty. He's live on the show now. David, glad to have you on the program today. While listening to Musa Mohammed and Manu Garuba, what was going through your mind? I mean, these are some of the things I know you don't like to hear. I mean, what was playing through your mind? 10 years after, promises made, promises not fulfilled.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Promise. I think it's not warming at all. I think when we make promises, I think it's best for us to fulfill it. I don't know what actually transpired. I don't know what happened. Why the government did not fulfill their promises. But I think the only thing we can do is to plead with the current government to look back and see what they can do to try and redeem this promise. It's very important they do that, because these players, like the coaches have said, they've done Nigeria proud. They've done us proud, and it is deserving that we do our own part as government and as people to them as well.
All right, David, you work with young footballers in the UK, and I mean, a lot of them, some of them would have, shown interest to play for Nigeria. Things like this, what does it do to the psyche of these young players?
I think one thing we have to understand is that it's two different terrain, two different country, or two different environment. In the UK, you don't get such promises at all. You don't. No government, does that. They don't do that, especially at any level anyway. But what you get is that you've got sponsors. Like I said, they don't get paid for any games, any bonuses when they play for the national team. It's your sponsors that does that. So in terms of promises and all that, you get that. It's only on exceptional cases that you might see. But for me, I don't think it's something you see often. And one thing I think we should take from that as well, you can compare that to our own environment. There's a whole lot going on. Young people, they do rely on football a lot to survive, especially kids from the deprived home. So it's an avenue for so many young players to want to survive and step on and look at what they can do to better themselves and their family. So when such promises are made, don't forget, young people put that at the back of it's always on their mind. They're looking at that as something that, listen, I've got something there. And when you don't get that, it becomes, a burden. It becomes a way of, many young people losing interest. Saying that doesn't mean you won't find, players that want to play for Nigeria. Like I said, there will still be millions of young people of Nigerian descent that will want to play for Nigeria, regardless all the negatives, because there's always negatives everywhere anyway. You still see them coming out to say what they want to play. But I think for our best image is for us to always keep to whatever we've said as individuals, as government, and as people going forward.
All right. Manu Garuba, of course, confirmed that in the build-up to the World Cup in the UAE, the team was sponsored by the Cross River State government. The team was hosted by the Cross River State government. They had their camping in Cross River State. They were fed. They were housed. The Cross River State government did everything. What does that speak about football administration in Nigeria? You talked about what is applicable in the UK, where they have sponsors, coming to, support the team and do stuff for the team. But here it's all about government.
Absolutely. I think that's what we need to also look at how we administer our football. Kudos to the government of Cross River State. It's not just with the 2013. They've been doing amazingly well over the years when it comes to football, anyway, the past. So they've always been supporting, they've always been doing that. But one thing we have to understand it, coming back to our leagues and everything, governments don't need to be the one running football at any level, be it grassroots, be it anything. Football, it's a business. That's the first thing we need to look at. When it's a business, you need a private body to come in. People that will bring in their funds, investments, sponsors. You can be accountable for whatever you've spent. You know what is coming in and out. Example is the likes of Remos, the Sporting Lagos coming on board, the new man coming in to buy another club, 1 for something in Lagos. All those guys are coming in as investors. They're looking at ways to actually, bring in funds and also make money out of it. It's not a charity. Don't forget that there's a charity arm to it as well. But what we have to understand is football. It's a business. When we have such a culture, such a mindset, the rest will be history. Trust me.
All right, David Doherty, football administrator, thank you so much for speaking to us on the program today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.